Sam Darley here, and tonight I'm going to talk to you about Peyton Manning. Look, I know the Denver Broncos are 6-0, mostly because of the number one ranked defense. I know they've had some offensive line problems, but I think it's time that we said that it's time for Gary Kubiak to bench Peyton Manning. And a lot of people are going to think I'm absolutely nuts, but I've watched Peyton Manning this season, 6 games into it. I don't think he's going to hold up. I really don't. From what I've seen, he still has some arm strength problems. A few people are gonna say, "Well, he threw a nice 75-yard touchdown today to Emmanuel Sanders." When I watch him throw the deep pass, I've noticed that he takes 10. He goes back 10 yards just so he can get his full body into the throw. I mean, it takes his whole body just to be able to launch the ball deep down the field. And statistically, he's one of the worst He's pretty average for a quarterback, but among Peyton Manning standards, it's pretty darn terrible. I mean, he's got a 77.3 QBR rating. He's only thrown 6 touchdowns this year, and I know he hasn't really had to carry the team. That's really not his role anymore. But the Denver Broncos have to admit now that even though they're 6-0, it's time to move on from Peyton Manning. Their offensive line has had some problems, maybe because it's not really Gary Kubiak's offense. It's not even Peyton Manning's offense. It's kind of in between. But I've watched Peyton Manning this year. I watched him against the Lions, and he has those moments. He has a few good throws here and there, but he's really not what he once was, obviously. A big reason why Brady has not succumbed to Father Time yet, because Brady did not have the injury that Peyton Manning had. Peyton Manning has had a great career. He'd be the first ballot Hall of Famer. It's very tough for me to say this, but and for anybody who's had a pet or even a dog, for that matter of fact, when they suffer something that can't be cured, do you just let them suffer or do you put them down? I'm pretty sure you put them down. And it's pretty similar to what's going on in Denver with Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning is just too old. He's clearly got nothing left in the tank. He's only got a 63% completion percentage, and okay, that's pretty good. But again, I'm looking at his numbers. His longest pass of the season was 75 yards. And today had 1 touchdown and 3 interceptions against the Oakland Raiders. They had no touchdowns and 2 interceptions at a QBR of 35.4. They haven't posted the stat of what his QBR was today. I'll have to look into that a little bit later on. But his best game was against the Lions. Here we go. I'm sorry. His quarterback rating was 53.3. It's just not what he used to be. And he's a great quarterback. He'll be in the Hall of Famer. He'll be in the Hall of Fame, excuse me. But you can clearly see the decline, and I think it's time that Denver got to look at Brock Osweiler. I mean, he fits from what I saw from what I saw of him in the preseason. He fits that offense a lot better than Peyton, and he has a lot better of an arm. And really, Denver's not going to the Super Bowl with or without Peyton. Well, especially with Peyton. I mean, you've got to be able to throw the football beyond. You got. To me, it's not easy for me to say because even though I'm a huge Texans fan and he kicked the crap out of the Texans when he was with the Colts, but I admire greatness. I do. I see it. He'll be a Hall of Famer, first ballot, no question about it. I just think it's time that Gary Kubiak made the toughest decision of his career and grew the balls to pull him. Because I mean, I can even pull him up real quick. His statistics, when we're talking, I mean, his statistics, like I said, his numbers are pretty good this year, but his numbers are, pull them up real quick. As far as touchdowns are concerned, he's worse than, where am I? He's worse than Blake Bortles of Jacksonville. He's better than Brian Hoyer, that's for certain. He's better than some of these other quarterbacks. I mean, as far as QBR goes, which is how we judge quarterbacks. QBR is how you judge quarterbacks in the league these days. Because 50 is about average. 50 below is below average, mediocre. So Peyton Manning, as far as QBR goes, is 30th amongst quarterbacks. There's 35 quarterbacks in the league, okay? The worst QBR is backup quarterback for the Texans, Ryan Mallett. And look, is the second worst quarterback in the NFL right now. Peyton has a worse QBR than rookie quarterback Jameis Winston. Again, I've watched Peyton. He shows every once in a while that he can zip the ball around the field, but there's really not, in a 60-minute game, for like 58 minutes of it, it's pretty bad. And like I said, he has to use his full, it takes every ounce of his body just to launch the ball deep down the field. The run game has not really been that existent for the Broncos this year. I know their offensive line has had some issues, but I think it's just time to, just accept it. Just accept that Peyton Manning is done. You know, people say, well, Tom Brady was declared done last year. Tom Brady did not have the injuries that Peyton Manning suffered. He didn't have the surgery that Peyton Manning had. Peyton Manning can't feel his fingertips. Peyton Manning has a bum shoulder. Brady doesn't. And, you know, Peyton Manning will go down as one of the greatest quarterbacks of the NFL. But the NFL, has to get that quarterback situation sorted out, because there's not going to be that many good quarterbacks when Peyton Manning is gone. Along with Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, the future of the league is kind of in question in terms of the quarterback position. But, I mean, he's just above average. And yeah, that defense is monstrous, but it's only going to take them so far. I'm sorry, but I think if I was Kubiak, I'd bench Peyton Manning. I'd bench him and I'd put Brock Osweiler in, because, hey, this is not just about this year, it's about next year. And you got to know if you've got a future franchise quarterback. So, well, anyways, we'll see what happens. This has been Sam Darley. Thanks for watching.